Okay, so hello. I hope you can hear me now. I've heard there are a lot of problems going on. My name is Flesh177, but I will introduce me when the furnace is starting. Okay, so I've got to go. So I will count down now. 5, 4, 3. Wait. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so this is Undertale Neutral Glitchless. My name is Flesh177 and I'm running this game or this category since like 2 months. This is by far the easiest category to learn. That's obviously why, because there are no glitches you have to perform, and the glitches are very hard, like pixel perfect shit and all that. I'm not that good enough, but I'm good enough to play neutral glitches. The only hard thing about this run is maybe the Undying fight. Some of you might know, but yeah, that's it at all. So about the story, we are this child who falls down into this pit, and like this is more or less the underworld with a lot of monsters in it. And yeah, this is Toriel. She's introducing us to this world more or less, and she's taking care of us and doing like explaining us where we are and what to do. She's explaining us how to fight with this dummy. And yeah. So coming up is an important fight. We have one chance to kill this enemy and we got it. Okay, so this frogget is a little bit special because we have one turn to kill it and it gives us enough XP to get an instant level up, which helps us in the further fights. So yeah, this category is very RNG heavy. You will soon find out why. But before we get to the RNG heavy part, we have this long, endless corridor with nothing going on, just walking. So yeah, this run is about getting into genocide mode. Like, I think most of you know what genocide mode is. I will explain it anyways. Like, there is genocide mode and true pacifist mode. True pacifist mode is when you kill no enemies, and genocide mode is when you kill every enemy in this game. So we are getting into genocide mode up until a specific boss, and then we are returning back into neutral mode. Neutral mode is something in between genocide and true pacifist mode. So some of you might wonder why I'm doing genocide even if this category is called neutral glitchless, but that's like the fastest way to beat neutral without using glitches. So yeah, right now we are just grinding and killing enemies as fast as we can. This is the first RNG part of this run, because it can take like 5 seconds, 10 seconds or even more time to get an encounter. So we have to get kinda lucky there to get a good time. And there are two enemies that can show up. The one is the Whimsin, that's this little thing. You can easily one-shot it. Oh. The other is the Frogget, you need 2 turns to kill them. And yeah, we are killing 12 enemies on like this grinding spot. Then we go further and we kill the other 8 encounters on ruins, because ruins have in total 20 encounters. And we have to kill all of them to get into genocide mode. So we're killing 12 here. And 8 later on. And if I didn't miscount it, we should be now on 7 kills. It was hard to count and explain at the same time. So what in particular is faster about genocide mode than neutral mode? Yeah, we are now at 8. It's very simple. With genocide mode we can one-shot like nearly every boss besides Undying and Asgore and Flowey, that's for sure. So we can skip a lot of bosses, we can skip a lot of mini games in the run, which we cannot skip if we were from the beginning in neutral mode. Oh wait. So yeah, that's the strategy behind it. One thing I didn't explain yet is the thing what we are doing is wall humping. I hope I pronounced it right. It's when you stand on a wall from the bottom, so the wall is on the top and you're standing at the bottom of the wall, and you press the down and the up key at the same. I'm just going to continue sleep talking. Like this is the best encounter we can get on this part. We can get either one encounter, like one enemy per fight, 2 or 3. And 3. So yeah, I heard we are back. So what I was explaining, we can get on this spot 3 enemies per fight, 2 or 1, and 3 is obviously the best because then we can get faster our encounters down than with only 2 on 1. Like this is the complete opposite. That's the worst fight we can get on this part of the grinding section. So optimally we want to get 3 to 2. No, 3 to 3 encounters. But that's very that would be very lucky if this is going to happen. And yeah, another fight with 3 encounters. we just have to dodge the attacks, obviously. Don't die. It's very easy to not die in this game. Just play it safe. So I'm thinking about what to explain now, because I think I explained everything in the beginning, what I can explain. This is neutral glitchless, like the most normal ending you can get in this game. So yeah, now you can see it can take quite a long time to get an encounter, and sometimes the encounter shows up immediately. So yeah, this is the last fight we have to take. And now we are in genocide mode. So what does genocide mode means? I explained it already, but now we can see. So this fight is not going to happen because we are genocide mode. We can get this donut very easily, but I think you can also get it in neutral, but I'm not exactly sure. And now we, as I said, in runes there are 20 encounters in total, and we already killed all 20 encounters. So whenever there should be an encounter, there's just this text with nobody came, which means we killed everything. We are a bad person, we are a killer, but yeah, that's our job, like on this part of the game. So here are a few puzzles, not really puzzles, we just have to press some switches, spike slower, and we can go further. So yeah. What? Hello. Okay, I don't know what happened there exactly. So this was more or less runes. Now we have a little talking session with Toriel. Toriel is more or less a defender, because we are not the first child who fell into this pit, and the king decided to kill every child or every human who falls into the pit after a specific event happened in the past of the kingdom. I will explain later. And yeah, we just have to ask Toriel when we are going to leave the ruins, because yeah, she wants to stay with us here forever, like a family, but we don't care because yeah, we have quests to do. We have to be fast. So yeah, a little bit of talking. She's talking about the king. Asgore is his name. And she's more or less the queen. But they two broke up. So she's now living here in the ruins. And yeah, as I said, in genocide mode we one-shot nearly every boss. This is no exception. So we one-shot Toriel, and that was it with runes. Rest in peace, Toriel, by the way. So this one was more or less the tutorial part of the game. So now after this, the real part of the real game begins. And yeah, coming up next is Snowdin. Snowdin is like the winter wonderland of Undertale, whatever. With the two skeleton brothers, Sans and Papyrus. Everyone loves them. I mean, I love them. They are cool. And yeah, one bad thing about running this category, a lot of the great music of this game you don't hear. Actually, I mean, Hotland is getting depressed music. Waterfall is getting depressed music. You don't hear Papyrus theme. You don't hear Sans theme. You hear Asgore's and Battle Against the True Hero. That's pretty cool. And you hear the final battle, but yeah, there's a lot of like good music took away in this run, but that's okay. So yeah, and again an empty sidewalk. I don't know. It should just creep out maybe a few casual players. I really don't know what was the idea behind this empty walks, but there are a lot. So yeah, now we're meeting Sans. He's like, how to explain it? He tries to be the funniest guy in the universe, but he has very poor and cheap jokes. But I think that's okay. And his brother, he tries to be a hero for his village and for his, like, I don't know how to call the underworld, for his country, whatever, but he really isn't. So here we're getting our first weapon. Oh, goddammit. And yeah, more random encountering, like in ruins. You can just stay in this corner. It's a safe area. In Snowdin there are 16 encounters in total. We have to kill all of them. And there are a few like mini bosses, which don't count towards the encounter count, whatever. So yeah, we're just mashing through every text. The story is that Papyrus is more or less talking about the human, like about us, with Sans, and he's really scared about us because, I don't know. He is scared about humans in general. And his brother is keep telling him, don't worry, he's a nice human, but actually we are not a nice human. But in a normal loot run, we are a nice human. So this is also more or less the area of the dogs. I mean, there are a lot of dogs. Dogs fight, whatever. And we have to kill them all. So the lesser dog, very easy. You just use the stick and he's getting happy and or whatever. I don't know exactly. His yeah, he's getting longer. Whatever. And you can easily one-shot him. And yeah, continuously walking through entire Snowdin. No, there are no puzzles in genocide mode. That's also the good thing about genocide modes. We don't have to do any puzzles or mini games. So yeah, we're quickly encountering some enemies here on the bridge. And the enemy in the middle we don't actually kill because he has a lot of defense. So we just kill the other one and then we can spare the rock thingy, whatever. That's just the way we do it. And now I don't know their names, but these two are a couple. A killer couple, whatever. They try to prevent us from going further, but we are just killing them like we're killing everything else. Or actually we are not killing everything, but up until this point we killed everything we saw. Because it's our journey. You might see those blue hearts or other blue attacks. Blue attacks are like when you don't move, they can't hit you, but when you move, they can hit you. So just stand still and they go through you. You will see later on a few more blue attacks. The other ones are the red ones. While you are moving, they can't hit you, and while you are standing, they will hit you. So just keep that in mind. You will see it later on in the Asgore fight. So yeah, more mashing through the texts. We are using 4 keys. We are using Z, X, Enter and Shift to mash through text. I hope that works. We go a little bit higher. Okay, I don't fall down. Yeah, we are getting first into genocide mode, and then later on into neutral. Oh, I keep getting stuck on that rock because I keep forgetting it. So this is the last dog fight. Is he called Lesser Dog? I'm so bad about the names in this game. I mean, these enemies are not like very important. I just know the names of the main character. So yeah, when he's doing his... Oh, great dog, thanks, chat. When he's doing his like dog sitting at the bottom and barks at you, attack, just run into the dog. You see those like strategies to counter these attacks a lot, like the frog attack where the frog was sitting on the one corner and hopping on you. We just ran into the frog to skip the attack. So yeah, Papyrus and Sans only Papyrus prepared a trap for us, but he is too scared and too good to use it against us, so we are just going further. And yeah, here's the grinding part of Snowdin. I don't know, I don't count here, because whenever you are getting to the Snowdin city actually, which is one screen more on the right, you will hear the Snowdin music, and once you reach genocide mode, the music is way like, it sounds more depressed, and you will hear if you are in genocide mode or not. So I use this as a technique to hear when I'm in genocide mode or not. It's very easy. Okay, in the first moment I thought that won't kill him, but it actually killed him. So yeah. And I have to say, I will kill Sans. I'm also sorry for that, but I have to. You are very safe in this bottom right corner. Actually left. I'm keep like forgetting what's right and left. So you hear the music in Snowdin is very like high and very bright and happy, and later on it's very doo, and all is dead and ate and there's no one else besides Monster Kid. So yeah, the cherries we are just sparing because they take way too long to kill. Believe me, they take about, I don't know, maybe 6 turns, maybe 7 turns. I never killed them, so I don't know. By the way, my PB of this run is 1 hour, 10 minutes and 23 seconds, and the world record is, I think, around 103 or 104. I'm not entirely sure, but it should be around that time. I just know before Japanese version was a thing, the world record was 105. But Japanese versions changed a lot of things in high level Undertale speedrun. Because obvious reasons, Japanese text is faster. And I think there is a glitch which is only possible in Japanese, but I'm not exactly sure. I never played Japanese or put time into Japanese running Undertale. Yeah, the chat is saying that 103.09 is the world record. As I said, since Japanese is out. I'm not sure about the world records anymore. So yeah, we are getting again no encounters. This is really unlucky, but it's okay. This can happen, and no skill can do anything against it. How do you finish that game that fast? You just mash through every text and just kill everything as fast as possible. It is that easy. I mean, when you mash through the text, the game is not really that long. I mean, I personally, in my opinion, the game is actually very short. Even if you read everything, the game is very short. But because of the 3 endings, it's okay that the game is kind of short. Okay, there was no way to get through there without taking damage. Into our safety corner. So I think we might be soon done. Yeah, now you hear it. The music is not happy anymore. It's just everyone is gone, and there's no hope left. So we're just using this igloo thing. I don't know how to pronounce. What's the English name of it? And yeah, now the fog is coming up, and most of you should know what's coming up next. It's our lovely Papyrus, but he will not stand there very long. Just mash through the text again. And as I said, the same with Toriel. You can easily one-shot Papyrus. Like, there's no way to not one-shot him. You could spare him, and then you would get back into neutral mode, I think. But we want genocide mode. So yeah, rest in peace Papyrus, we all love him. Yeah, Glitchless True Pacifist is way longer than Glitchless Neutral. So yeah, coming up next is Waterfalls. Maybe my favorite part about the game, because the music is very cool and the atmosphere. But we are in genocide mode, so we don't hear the nice music. I'm going for safety here. And okay, I have to equip it. That's the first time, by the way, that I'm going for the safety. It's going to help us later on in the Undying fight, in the genocide Undying fight. I normally do her. I normally run this game without taking the safety, but because of the marathon, and because I try to explain during the fight what's going on, I take the safety. Maybe I have to shut up later on in the fight anyways, because otherwise I will die, and we don't wanna die. My PB is 110.23. So yeah, who is Undying? Undying is more or less a guardian of the entire underworld. She's probably the strongest character on paper in like the Undertale universe, and she is for the most of the people the big hero. And in the current I'm surprised. Okay, that never happened before. I was unable to flee. Interesting. As I said, I never took that safety. Maybe that safety slows me down. Oh, now I spared. That was my mistake. God damn it. It's just a little time lost. Okay, I think I can't flee from this thing with the safety. That's very stupid. I can, but I have to take a lot of turns. Okay, normally if you don't take the safety I took, you can instantly flee from these two enemies. What is the normal thing you have to do there? So did I set my PB? My PB is 110.23. So yeah, Undying is the guardian, and in the current like thing that's going on, like a human child is walking around and killing everyone. She's like the last hope for the entire Undertale universe, and we are also going to kill her. This brick is a little bit RNG involved, how these bears are going to fly. Yeah, but a lot of their movement or about their direction depends on your movement, and I didn't got hit there. That's pretty good. I mean, I stopped a few times, but stopping is faster than just walking further and getting hit. So this is the first time I ever got this. By the way, I'm a little bit proud about myself, but I think I will save maybe 1 second compared to my PP, so it doesn't matter that much. So yeah, Undying tries to hunt us as long as she can, but Monster Kid is also there and is standing in her way. Yeah, Monster Kid really loves Undying, and yeah, he said there, "Oh my god, Undying touched me, I'm never going to watch me again," because yeah, the smell and the touchiness of Undying will stay there forever, and that's pretty weird. But that's how, when you are a fan of someone, that's how it works. So now we are getting the Battle Shoe. The Battle Shoe is like a better weapon. I know my menuing is very slow, but I don't care. So now the killing part begins again. We are just going to kill everyone we are going to see. Like these two things, and because of the Battle Shoe we can easily one-shot them, or not easily. Later on there are enemies we have to be very, or not very accurate, but kinda accurate to one-shot them, otherwise we will lose an entire turn to them. I'm already getting nervous about the Undying fight, because yeah, the fight is the Undying fight is not really that hard. It's just the second hardest fight in this game, but actually it's not the hardest thing I ever have done in my life. But still, I'm shaking every time I get to her. So yeah, now we are at 3 kills. That's my method to count. I think it's not the right method, like the official method, and I think I'm counting the biggest bullshit, but it works. So don't mess me up, or don't mess with me. So now we are on a rainy journey. I don't know, we are actually underground. I don't know how it's possible to rain, but it's raining. And Monster Kid just travels with us because he believes in us as a good person, but we aren't. So yeah, the next screen, we are now super fast. We're just pressing up and down and right at the same moment, and you're going to be at that speed. So now talk to Monster Kid twice, touch this thing, talk to Monster Kid again, and then you can climb on its shoulders. Monster Kid leaves us, just helped us, and coming up next is the second bridge. Like the first bridge, this one is like way easier to like not get hit, but it's also very hard to play perfectly, so I will try my best. Yeah, these spears appear the entire time, like in little. Okay, that was pretty bad. But you can. Oh, the man, god damn it. You can manipulate like where the spears are going to appear with your key inputs. Like, even if you're facing a wall, while you're like pressing. So I'm hugging this wall, and while I'm pressing left, the spears are appearing on the left side of me, even if there is no bridge to appear on. That's how this bridge is coded. I hope I explained it right and understandable. But yeah, you can see I just keep doing this and the spears are going to appear in the nowhere. So here we're just getting 1, 2, 3, and once they disappear, we can walk back and we are done with the second bridge. And this is like the first not RNG heavy part of the bridge, or of waterfalls, because everything we did here is like skill based, like the 2 bridges and the fights, how fast we kill them. So that I call this split. The split is called Mad Dummy because we are soon killing Mad Dummy. I call the split like Mad Dummy slash no RNG split. I mean, there are a lot of other splits in this game which are not RNG involved, but yeah. So now we fall down. Yeah, I don't know where exactly we are, but we are still in the waterfalls area. And yeah, glad dummy, but he's still a mad dummy thingy, whatever. And because of genocide mode, we can easily one-shot this enemy. And going further. And now the RNG parts of Waterfalls begins, like how fast we get the encounters and what encounters we are going to get. So the first fight is always a Tammy and you can easily one-shot it. And the second fight is going to be 2 of these sprout things. I don't know the enemy names, I'm sorry for that. And you have to be kinda accurate. Or not on these, but on the next. Oh, you have to be on. Never mind. You have to be kinda accurate to kill them. That was a little mistake by me. From me, whatever. They have 70 HP, so you have to deal at least 70 HP. Otherwise, it will get us. They get the chance to attack and lose time. So these water enemies you can easily one-shot. The other enemy, I don't know their names, I'm so sorry. They're standing Iron, so we just call them Iron. They have 100 HP I guess, so it's impossible to one-shot them even if you do perfect hits. Even if you do 3 perfect hits in a row. So we are now at 8, so this is going to be 10. I'm just counting, don't wonder. You don't have to understand it. Okay, I said it's easily to one-shot them, but now I messed it up. So, as I said, these are blue attacks, so as long as I'm standing, they can't hit damage me. Man. By the way, it never happened before that I didn't one-shot the water bolt thingies. So now we are 10, 12, 30 and yeah, okay. Everything is going right. So yeah, one shot, easy. Man, I'm so bad right now. But that doesn't matter, because later on we're going to heal before Undyne. So everything should be alright. Yeah. Never happened before, man. Never happened before. As I said, I'm getting nervous and nervous. Okay, now we go further. So there's a secret path you can go here. I think it's a secret path. I don't remember this path from my first playthrough. And yeah, we keep killing everything. By the way, there are 18 encounters in total in Waterfalls. And we are now at 16. Kinda. I will check it if I'm right with counting for safeties. But that just cost maybe 5 seconds or 4. Not that long. Maybe it's a little bit longer. So yeah, here are standing lamps. We have to press, or we just have to memorize the way like that. That's really hard. Kinda. And I'm not that experienced runner. Oh, I thought that's not going to one-shot it. So yeah, we're just going in, out, check it real quick. Yeah, we are done. Okay. So yeah, coming up next is Undying. And because of safeties, I'm going to heal and save, obviously. And I try to explain the fight, how it works during the fight. But maybe I have to shut up just to get through the fight without any problems. But generally the fight is 80 to 90% memorization, because most of her attacks are always the same. The other attacks are just manipulating or reading. And I will say why and which attack. Maybe I'm getting hit very hard in the beginning, and then I will say nothing until the run is over, until the fight is over, just to stay safe. Because if we die, we can start from there. So yeah, Monster Kid is showing up, knows we are a killer, but still believes in us, and standing now in our way, just like to get us back to a good person. But we don't care about Monster Kid, or like, as a speedrunner we don't care. As a human I care about Monster Kid, I like Monster Kid. But yeah, we tried to kill Monster Kid, Undying jumps into us to tank the hit. And yeah, now she is technically dead, but she's also determined, kinda, and believes in herself and wants to, like, save the whole underworld. And yeah, now the hardest fight of the run begins. It's really hard. I try to explain it as good as I can. That was a perfect hit, though. So yeah, this attack is always the same. You just have to memorize the pattern, and you're good to go. The second attack is very easy to read. When there are 2 spears, then you have to block them in the same pattern. This attack you have to read, but it's not that hard. It's definitely the hardest attack to read, but it's still not that hard. I'm so nervous, by the way. And yeah, the music is really great. Whew, that was pretty close there. Oh my god, I'm dancing with the fucking spears. Okay, the spears are always aiming for you, and they're shooting there where you stand the last time. This attack is very easy, just stand there where no spear is. Just do it like I did. This attack is always the same. You just have to memorize the pattern, and then it's very easy to do the fight damages. This attack is also always the same, but it's kinda hard to time. This attack is also always the same. Man, I have to say this sentence 1,000 times in this fight, but I want to inform you. So this attack depends on where you are walking or standing, better said. So when you always walk the same path, the spears are also appearing on the same path. So it's very easy to once you get a safety route, you can just walk your safety route and you're very good to go. So this attack is also always the same. This attack is also always the same, man. This attack is also always the same. You see, it's just pure memorization. Me personally, not really looking on the arrows, just knowing which attack is coming up. This attack you have to read. Once you get used to it, it's more or less easy. And I'm done. Good. So yeah, the hardest part of the run is now out of the way. Undying is dead. This fight, I said it's kinda easy, but actually when I first came to Undying, my casual genocide run, it might took me 4 or 5 hours in total to practice her. That was very hard though. And once I learned the speed run, it took me about 2.5 hours to get to do her once. And to get consistent, it took me after this like 1 extra hour. Yeah, Sans is the hardest in the game, but not the hardest in this run. So yeah, this is the end of Waterfalls. Coming up next is Hotland. The music here is normally very cool, but we are in genocide mode, so it's very like boring. But it's okay. So Mettaton is this machine. I want to say guy, but it's actually a machine. Mettaton is might be my least favorite character in the game, with Flowey. I don't like Mettaton. He is always a bad machine, not person, but machine to us, and wants to kill us. And I really don't like Mettaton. I just don't. So I'm happy when we can kill Mettaton. So yeah, Hotland, we're just walking through. Normally you have to do a lot of like mini games and puzzles in this area. And yeah, I can't flee because of my armor I took, but that shouldn't be that problem. Wow, that's pretty bad. I'm never going to take the armor ever again. By the way, or is it impossible to flee? Okay, it's not. Yeah, the armor allows us to take 2 or 3 extra hits. So that's why I took it. But I would have survived the fight even without the armor. But I was like very nervous. So what I want to say was normally you have to do a lot of like puzzles and mini games and cutscenes in Hotland, but because of genocide mode we are going to skip all of these. Normally Hotland is so long, and my casual playthrough the Hotland is goddamn long. So yeah, but in genocide mode we can just walk through everything, all doors are open. And we are skipping a lot of areas. Yeah, now we are in the factory section, whatever. Normally you have to do here also 2 minigames before you can go to Muffet. Muffet is a spider boss, girl, whatever. We're going to fight next. And be happy we are not going to kill her, because we have to get back to neutral mode, and that's our way to get back to neutral mode. Besides not killing enemies in the core and Hotland. So yeah. By the way, Muffet is maybe my favorite boss fight, like the fight itself. How does it work that we can now spare him? We buffed in the very beginning of the run, we buffed in a spider web, a spider donut, like in runes, after we did all our encounter stuff. And when we use the spider donut in front of Muffet, she's recognizing, we spiders might like you, don't we? Because otherwise you won't have a spider donut. And then she decides, we like you, so I'm going to spare you. And that's the story behind it, more or less. I know the explanation is not the best, but that's the short version of it. So normally this mall, whatever, is also very full with a lot of people, but genocide mode, you see a lot, like there's not that much going on. Yeah, I'm from Germany. Do you hear it out of my voice, or did I use any German word? I'm sorry for that. So yeah, this is like the Mettaton fight. He's evolving into like a super special Mettaton, but because of genocide mode, we are extremely strong, considered by the game, so we can just one-shot Mettaton. The next section we are going to visit. Oh, thanks for the very hard German accent. I hope my English is good enough, by the way. Anyways, the next part of the run is going to be like, I don't know the name of the section, but it's the castle. And there's a long like cutscene where the story is going to explain, and it's very boring when you saw it like 10-20 times already. But the music is really great, and the story behind it is very great. You can read it, like the story is like well explained, kinda. It's obviously well explained because it's the only explanation you get from the story, but I will talk along the monsters about the story. But yeah, I told you earlier, Toriel and Asgore are queen and king, and now we hear their story and why they broke up, more or less. So this is their house up here, and yeah, as I said, there were a lot of other human childs fall down into this world, and yeah, the first one, they took care of it, and they have another child, their own son, who's called Asriel. So they have now 2 children, more or less, like the child who fall down, which name is Frisk. I'm not exactly sure. I will do neutral, though. And by the way, if you are interested in playing this game, yeah, you should turn off already. Anyways, so they have 2 childs now because they taking care of the human child, and yeah, they 2 grew up pretty good and have a happy life. The entire family, they were all happy. But on the one day, I think the human child got ill, and yeah, that sense, the sick human had only blah blah blah. So yeah, and then the human child died on the next day, as these monsters are telling us. And yeah, the entire family, like Toriel, Asgore, and Azriel, were pretty sad about it. And yeah, the human body left, but the soul was still there. And Azriel took the soul to gain insane power, more or less. and then he took the human's body and it went through the barrier. Like there's this barrier they made between the human's world and the monster's world, so then there's no war anymore between them. And he used the power he got from the soul to get through the barrier to bring back the human to his village. Yeah, the music is pretty beautiful, it really fits to the situation. So he took the body of the human and brought it back to the human's village, but the humans, like, they were scared because of Asriel with the body of the human in his hand. They thought he killed the human and is not like a good friend of the human. So they attacked him, but he don't care, or he cared about the attack, but he didn't respond. So he just placed the human like on a flower field, more or less. Like he made a nice place for the human, like as a graveyard more or less, and he left then the village. But he got really badly hurt by the humans from the village. So yeah, once he reached back his hometown, he died because of his wounds. And yeah, the parents, Asgore and Toriel, were pretty sad about that. And yeah, I mean, they lost 2 children in the same day, night, whatever. And then Asgore said, I swear, whenever there's coming a human again to our world, I'm going to kill him. And the same he's going to do with us, or he tries at least. And Toriel was totally against that, so she decided to break up with him, and then she go to the ruins. And that's the story. I hope I explained it well. I saved there because you will see it very soon. This is like the hallway of decision, I think it's named, and there is Sans standing again. And why I saved I will explain very soon, but you have to prepare. I will close the game really soon. So once the text showed up, the game thinks that we were already, goddammit, that we were already in the text, that we already saw the text and all that. So now we can mesh through the text. Okay, I might have to explain it again. So when you get first here, you can't mesh through this text. It's an auto-scrolling text. But once you saw the first letter appears, closing the game and re-entering the game thought, man, you were already here, so now you can mesh through this, and that's way faster. And no, it's not a glitch because we are not like abusing something in the game. We are just abusing the game. And we are going to do the same thing a lot. Like in the last 10 minutes we are going to close and reopen the game, I think 6 times. And yeah, this is the King's Hall, whatever. And there's Asgore. By the way, Asgore is my favorite character. And he has also my favorite music. Like, I love Asgore's theme. But yeah, we also have to kill him. So this is the more or less the last exciting, interesting part about this run, because everything after Asgore is more or less an auto-scroller with nice music. But Asgore itself is a really hard fight, not to beat. So dying in the Asgore fight is really hard. But to beat Asgore fast is really, really hard. Why? I will explain real soon. But you will see once we did our first attack. Yeah, Asgore is easy to kill, but he's hard to kill fast. Why? The attack pattern we have to use is very hard to hit perfectly. And now, when you hit all fear, fear stands for 4 in German. When you hit all 4 attacks perfectly, you deal 560 damage. If you hit only 3 perfectly, you deal 280 damage. So you see, you double your damage once you hit perfectly. This is extremely... so you can kill this boss in like 6 turns, which is extremely fast. Or maybe 5. Not in 6 turns, but it's really fast. My average of killing him is 12 or 13. But yeah. It's really hard to hit this accurate. But yeah, the attacks are more or less easy to dodge. But it's hard to hit him accurate. So his attack patterns are very obviously. There you have to watch. If his eye blinks blue, you have to stand. And if his eye blinks orange, you have to like walk. Because I explained it way earlier. Blue attacks can't hit you while you're standing still, and orange... oh, that was terrible. And orange attacks can't hit you while you are moving. There you just dodge them, they are aiming for you. And I'm so bad. Now these things are spinning, but we don't care. Every damage above 200 is good in my opinion. Or is good for me personally. Everything below is not good. It's average. I think the fastest fight ever done in a speedrun is maybe a 10 or 11 turn. Maybe a 9 turn. I'm not exactly sure. But it's really hard for a human to be perfect in this fight. Because you see, I don't know how accurate in frames you have to be for a perfect hit, but it's really hard. So now the fight is over. And we can decide to kill or save him. Killing him is faster, so we are going to kill him. He will die anyways. If we mercy him, Flowey is going to kill him, like he's doing now. Oh, spoiler! Yeah, there's Flowey now showing up. So you saw in the beginning of the fight those 6 souls, like there were 6 humans before us fall down into this world. And they took all their souls. And now Flowey absorbed those souls to gaining power. And now he gained power. And the game is totally freaking out now. Like, I didn't close the game closed it itself. So, yeah. And now Flowey is a really strong monster. He wants to kill us. He just hated us from the beginning of our adventure. But that's okay. I mean, I hate Flowey also, so I think that's fair. That he is also allowed to hate us. And yeah, this fight, yeah, it's epic, the music is great, but technically it's an auto-scroller because you can't really speed up the fight. There's not that much going on. Just dodge, attacks as good as you can, and you're good to go. Honestly, it's really hard to die in the Flowey fight. It's really hard. Yeah. Iceberg, it's saying it. Flowey is cheating. He abused save states and he abusing everything. He's now the owner of the game. I mean, when the game broke down and is reopening, there's not standing Undertale in like the task, there's standing Flowey Tail. So yeah, he owns now this game and we have to defeat him in his own game. So yeah, this fight looks hard. It looks extremely ridiculous hard. And don't like get tricked by the health bar. It's really hard to die in this fight, believe me. Man, I sound like Donald Trump. Believe me. I shouldn't talk about these topics. So, what should I do in this fight? Try to dodge the attacks as good as you can. I didn't, but I'm still alive, and I'm going to get healed in the Souls attack. So, anything is fine. This is one of these Souls attacks. There are 6 Souls attacks. I mean, he absorbed 6 souls, so 6 Souls attack makes sense. And you can't die in the Souls attack, and after each Soul attack you will get healed, or get the possibility to get healed. So yeah, even if Flowey is owning this game, the souls are kind to us. And that's what's going to defeat Flowey. Yeah, try to hit the fight button as soon as possible. It's not that important in that part of the fight, but it's kinda impossible. Kinda important. Did I say that possible? I'm sorry. So yeah, as I said, I can't die in the Souls fights attacks, so I'm just standing here for the act button. And now we try to get the most amount of healings, and then we can go further. This is like the first of 2 trick attacks. He tries to cheat with his save files, but it's impossible to trick us. So the third soul attack, I think it's the one with the shoes, yeah. This is like the one I'm died once in my Undertale speedrunning career, but that's another story. I missed the act button, so I was unable to get healed after the attack and I was on 1 HP. Sting. So yeah, that's the only possibility to die in this fight. Oh, like the real possibility to die if you are too dumb to hit the act button. But the unfair thing is the act button is moving at the same speed as you are, so once you missed it, it's impossible for you to get it. And that was my problem. So yeah, still just dodging everything as good as possible and you're good to go. Yeah, here are just bad words coming from each side. And we have to guess from which side the act button is coming, and I think it's coming from this side. And I was right. Like, the right side has a higher chance to getting the act button, but it can also appear on the left side. That's a little gamble you have to take. And I have got told it's pure RNG. This is the second trick attack, but he don't try. Ah, there he goes. Like, when you are not near enough the like cheating attack, he's not going to cheat, which is very stupid because it can mess you up. But I'm still alive, so everything's good. Now he's throwing flames at us. I think he's running out of ideas because the souls can't kill you. Still. This is the 5th soul attack. After the 6th one, we are going to close the game again. As I said, in the last 10, 12, 15 minutes, whatever, the game is going to get reset a lot. Or closed and or reopened, not reset it, actually. I mean, resetting means you delete your file. In Undertale, at least. Man, the music is very loud for me. Yeah, it's really hard to hear my own voice. So yeah, the last attack, we have to count till 7 shoots and then we walk to the cannon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and there's the act button. Once the the screen flashes white and we saw the first flower, shit. I pressed on the wrong button. So yeah, there's a cutscene appearing where the souls heal us. But with doing this, yeah, you're skipping this cutscene, which saves a few seconds. So this is like the real phase of the fight with better music and with an actual fight. You just try to get every heal and try to dodge like 20, 30, 40% of the attacks and you are good to go and it's impossible for you to die. I try to dodge as much as I can because it's fun. It's the only way to enjoy this fight, like using skill. But I'm really bad actually. And yeah, as long as you get all healings that are falling down, you are good to go. It don't seems like that we are good to go because our HP is already very low. But just don't, as I said, the HP bar is going to trick you. I mean, when there are only 3 or 4 pixels left, these 4 pixels are 4 hits you can take. Because the end of the bar is like way more whatever. There's more space for more hits. Like in the beginning your first hit is going to take away like 10 pixels of you, but the last 10 hits are each 1 pixel. So you see, the HP bar is going to trick you. By the way, you guys doing a great job with the ow. I'm really proud of you. And yeah, the music is really good. That's why I start speedrunning this game, because I love the music. By the way, High Spirit, time is coming up in about a few seconds, like in under a minute, I guess. Wait, no. There's a few. I will tell you when the time's coming up. When I'm a little bit too early. So yeah, Flowey would beat Flowey actually, but he just reloaded his save file. And yeah, he's a cheater. And yeah, there he tries to destroy us. But now these souls are fighting against him. Like, yeah, we are calling for help. This help is actually the souls. And yeah, now we are healed and Flower is... Wait, what? That's not supposed to happen. I can just reload the save file. Man, I'm a cheater, but loading failed. Flowey. What is going on, man? Yeah, Flowey is getting destroyed by the souls and us, and yeah. So yeah, actually time is coming up in under a minute. So get ready. High Spirit. We're going to kill Flowey, resetting the game and then walking up to a door. And once we touch the door, it's time. But I'm saying it. Oh, that might be too early. Yeah. That never happened before. Yeah, it was maybe a split second too early. Okay, time is coming up and time. And yeah, that was Undertale Neutral Glitchless. I hope you enjoyed. Yeah, I'm interested what's my time, by the way, because I have no timer here. But yeah, that's Undertale Glitchless. You guys were amazing. It was really nice to run it for you, chat. And thanks for giving me the opportunity to run this in Quest in Glory. I think coming up next is Super Mario RPG, a really great game. Yeah, check it out. 112.36. Okay, that's actually okay. I expected to be a little bit slower, but yeah, it was really good. I mean, I didn't know flaws at all. That was my first like flawless run. Besides that one thing at the end, and the other not happened before things, but they were really small. So yeah, stay tuned for Super Mario RPG. My name is Flesh177, and yeah, that was Undertale with Glitchless. I hope you enjoyed, and I think I have to say bye.
Thank you very much to Flesh177 for Undertale.